So if I give double space, okay, what it has done, it has ignored, right? Because the spaces will be removed, okay, and the values are written here, okay. So you can split it on the basis of space. So let's say I want to split on the basis of uh, say H. What is say R? Okay, R is repeated more times, right? So or O rather. There are three O's. So I say O. Okay. So when I say O here, so see, so HELL help, O is gone, space friends H, because O is here, is one. Then you have W space ARE space Y, then O is gone, and then you have U and question mark. Is it clear? Did you understand this? You can
Yeah.
split it on the basis of whatever you give. Okay. So by default, if you don't provide, it will split on the blank spaces, or you can define character, special character or letter based on which you want to split. So let's say if there was a character, if you had got say dollar something like this, say hello friends, you know, dollar, dollar, dollar. So here you can define split on basis of dollar, and your words will be separated. Right? Now you can also say how many separation you want. If you want just two, right? What it will do is it will then separate one, two, and the rest will be two separation you want. So it created two separation, and the rest element is as it is.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right? So it does two separation because you said two, okay, and then it'll stop. I mean, rest will be treated as one. Okay. So then you can even join it. Okay. So let's say uh, um, I'll store this uh, say str2, call it. Then I save this here. So if we print str2, okay, so you get, okay, so this is our str2. Okay, let me so this is our str2. Okay, so let me, what I'll do is I will remove this. Let's say we want everything. So when we do str2, see, str2 has got this value now. So later, after a few days, you will see a concept called list. So the output that you see is the form of list. So it has a square bracket, okay, and the elements are here with comma. It can be string or integer. So when you see a square bracket here, it is a list, okay. So we will discuss. We'll get into detail in a couple of classes. So the output of split has given us in a string. So if you want to join again, right? If you want to join again, you say print str2, okay? So no. So first you have to say what do you want to fill in between the words. So I want to fill in say dot. So I will say dot, okay, dot join, okay, and join what? Str2 dot join str2. So when you read it, run it, see, this is where joined with dots. Okay,
So when you do join, it automatically puts dot in the middle of
between,
each.
yes, yes.
And can you join two variables, like string variables together? So let's say if str1 was hello friends, and then str2 was how are you? Can that work?
We did plus sign, right? When we do str1 plus str2 yesterday we did. So when you say str1 plus str2, it will join str1 and str2. Right?
Okay, so it's just basically how we did the previous ones.
Right. Or you can put it as a list here. So I can create, str3, okay, and so this is how I said you create a list, right? You put square bracket, and here you say, how are you? Okay, comma, fine, comma, lovely day, or something like that. Okay, okay. So now you say join, okay, str3. So if I give space and join str3, you can join like this. To join like this, see, one thing, if you want to join string, to string plus sign, okay? But if you have different words, you will get it in a list, okay? And list is very, very useful features. There are multiple uses of list. That's why when we get into it, we will spend, at least 2 days to learn about list, okay? So, so when you have in the list, you can say join list, and it's going to print it for us, right?
Right.
So you can join this guy. So this is about string. In the hand notes, there will be some assignments. Okay, about 5 to 10 assignments. Just try to work on those assignments. Okay, and then you'll be comfortable with uh, string.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So next we'll start a new topic. Okay. See what we have seen till now, and again, the next two topic is very useful. We're going to talk about if else today, and if time permits, we'll talk about for loop as well. So these two topics are important, and after we do this topic today, for next 2 to 3 days at least 2 days, I want to focus on more programs. We'll be doing a lot more programs because after this topic, we could have we will have covered all the basics, right? The core program, the basic programming would have been done when we do if and loop. Okay, basic. I'm not saying you know like, more topic. It is just like you will be able to do lot of programs once we do if and for loop. Okay, and after that, after for loop, it is just each topic. Okay, so the topic that we're going to cover after for loop is to just make our life easy. Okay, in fact, string is one such topic where it's making life easy. In the sense, join and split. You could have done this with for loop also, and we can see this later. So using for loop also we could have done that, but for that you would have had to write 5 lines of code or 8 lines of code, 10 lines of code without the inbuilt function. It would have taken us a lot of effort to do that. Uh, the string function makes life easy in terms of that these are all inbuilt functions. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. So once we do if and for loop, and those two topics are very important. Once you understand them, for next 2 to 3 days, I want you to practice a lot. Okay. I'm going to give you a lot of examples to practice. We will do a lot of examples in the class as well. Okay. Once you are comfortable with for loop and if, then the next topics we can even move faster. Okay, you'll be able to understand what we're doing. Because see, just like string, what we did, right? So it's just about knowing what is there, correct? So something like that, we'll do list, tuple, and classes, and then other few topics. So it becomes easy to understand. But when you have to program it, you need to know if and for loop, if and loop basically. So we have two loops, for loop and while loop. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the uh, running notes location. Okay. 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 So what we have seen so far, okay, is sequential execution of program, right? So by default, first line number 1 will be called, then 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay, 9, 10. It will go on so and so forth. So we are going sequential or line by line. There are occasions where we will have to repeat some step or we have to jump some lines of code. We cannot go sequential. For example, if I ask you to print, okay, average or grade obtained in the class, right? So now if you look at the grade program, the program should have the provision to give all grades, right? So let's say if you have grade A, B, C, D, E to be given, your program should be able to allocate all the grades. But when you what should you print on the screen is based on the marks, right? Each individual will have different grade. So your program should handle all the grades, but it shouldn't print all the grades, correct? It shouldn't print
Right.
all the grades because depending upon what the student has scored, only that grade should be printed on the screen. So you'll have print A, print B, print C, print D, print E, but you'll have them in some condition, right? So you say if average is greater than 80 or the score is more than 8, that's when you have to print A. If it is between 6 and 8, that's when you print B, right? So you are trying to look at the condition and your output is on the condition, not not that you are printing all the grade A, B, C, D. So let's try to see that. So first simple we'll start with pass or fail, okay, or not even that. So let's say if you score, okay, so let's say we'll talk about marks itself, okay. So I've given a program for assignment uh, to find sum and total of 5 subjects, right? Total and average. Did you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So it should look like something like this, okay. Marks 1 equal to int of input, right? But to make life easy, right, for now, what we'll do is I'm directly going to put this so that we don't have it. It can execute faster. Okay. So 100 marks 3, I'll say 78 marks 4 equal to 90 marks 5 equal to 56. Now total will be marks 1.
74.
Yeah. So marks 1 plus marks 2, right? Plus marks 3 plus marks 4 plus marks 5, right? So this is what you'll get, right? And then we have to calculate average. So average equal to total by 5. This is how you get average mark, right? You can even print it. So print, you have scored an average of, okay, comma, right? So when I run it, it says scored average of 74.8, right? This is what we get. Now, let's say if it is more than 99, okay, or more than 90, you want to print a message, okay. So message would be, okay, so I'll make it say 99. This also I'll make it as, okay. So let's say you get score of 90. So you want to print congratulations to 90s, club 90s, something like that. So if I say print welcome to club 90s, okay. So let's say you want to print this message. So this message, if I run it like this, so till line number 8, it's all sequential, okay. It will be executing line by line. But after 9, the ninth line, after 8, the ninth line, should be printed only if the person has scored 90. So in this case, yes, we should print, okay, welcome to the club 90s, perfect. But let's say if this guy scores 66, okay, in that case, it is not 96, this is wrong, right? So
Right.
for that, we have, okay, so we have to check a condition, okay, have to check a condition. So condition, okay, is if average greater than 99, equal to 90, greater than or equal to 90, only then you print this. So if average is greater than 90, if average is greater than equal to 90, only then you print this. Okay, so we have if. Okay, so if is the conditional clause, right? So if, what did you say? Average is greater than or equal to, this is what we learned, right, in conditional statement. So if uses conditional statement, if should evaluate to either true or false. Okay, if should evaluate to either true or false. So say if avg greater than equal to 90, right? So if
Right.
avg greater than equal to 90, then it's like full kind of. If avg is greater than equal to 90, then okay, print welcome to club 90s. So this print is inside this if. Okay, generally we give tab space, but even one space is good enough. You have to give at least one space. Okay, at least one space. One space would indicate that this print is inside this if. Okay, if you print it here, this is part of the main program, right? Main sequence. But no, this should not be the main sequence. This should be inside this AVG, right? So I give a tab and this goes inside this AVG. Okay.
Okay.
And if you have something here in 11, okay, something here, it becomes outside. Thank you for using my program, something like that. Okay. So this print is from the beginning, right? So this is not part of your if. This will be called. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then 9, checks the condition. If condition is true, then goes to 10 and then to 11. If the condition is false, it goes straight to 11. You can have multiple 9 here. Print. You are 5th member. Your 5th member for this year, something like that. So this is again, this print, okay, is again inside if. Okay, so if this condition is true, only your 10 and 11 will be called. You can have a block of instructions here. You can have a formula. You can have a, it doesn't restrict you to have just 1 or 2 lines of code. You can write a program depending on the logic. You can have more things here, right?
Okay.
So if avg is greater than 90, then you do this, and when you are done, then come back to 13. So 13 is outside, so it is like fixed. Okay, so when you run it, so you see, average you get. Okay, then you check the condition. Okay, the condition is true, then you get inside this, these two will be printed. Okay, so what I said, when you are writing condition inside if, okay, if you're writing condition inside if, you have to give at least one space, isn't it? You have to give
Yes.
at least one space. Now, you can choose to give 2, 3, 4, 10, 15, 100. There's no restriction. Okay, it's up to you how many you give, but at least one. Okay, second thing, this is our second line, right? Whatever number of spaces that you give here, same number of spaces has to be given here. If you give one here, you have to give one here. If you have 1,000 here, 100 line spaces here also have to give 100 spaces. So indicating that these P and this P, they're part of same if, so they should belong from same place. Okay, so the number of space that you give, that's why use tab. Tab is good. So you don't have to count, just say tab and it's going to give us these values.
Okay.
right?
Right. So it's basically like the same thing as the quotation marks. The amount of quotation marks you give on one side, it should equal the amount of quotation marks on the
Right,
other.
right. Yeah, logically, yeah. Okay. So this is how you give, and this is how you know. Run. So now if I run it, you say you have scored average of 86. This is coming from here. Okay. So now say average is not greater than 90. So these two lines are missed. Directly it goes to line number 13. It executes, it checks line number 9. So line number 9 is executed, but after 9, it goes to 13, not to 10 or 11. If not, if let's say this guy scores 96, now of course it is in 90s now. So 92.6, welcome to Club 90s. Your fifth member for this year. Okay, these two lines are executed, and then you say, yeah, thank you for using.
Okay. So
Right?
this is so question. So the conditional statement must be right above the whatever you want to print.
Yes,
So let's say if there were 2 or 3 conditional statements.
we'll do that. We'll do
uh,
that. We'll do that. We'll do that. Hold on. We'll do
Okay,
that.
sorry.
No problem. That's the next thing you have to do. So, can you write a program? Okay, same program, just modify it and check if person has passed or not. So, if average is more than 50, you say pass. Otherwise, continue. Okay. So, same program you modify and you check if average is more than if average is greater than or equal to 50, then you say you have passed. Can you do that?
Yes. So what I would do is probably skip to line number 12, right? And then you do if average is greater than or I guess greater than 50. And then you do the dots and then you put the same thing, but you do print, you have passed.
Right. Right. So something like this. So I say, as you said, line number 12, if AVG greater than equal to 50, you say print, you have passed. Right? So now if I run it, okay, we'll make it as 46. Okay. So your average is 82. You have passed, right? 82. So this is met. So you have passed. This is not met. So the result not executed. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, as you said, what if there are two conditions? So if you say, in this case, there are two conditions, which is like pass or fail, right? So there's no other third condition in this case. We'll talk about third condition later. So there are no such condition, right? There are two conditions. So what we are saying is, if you have not passed, that means you have failed, right? So
Yes.
if average greater than 50, then you have passed. Else means whatever it is. Okay. Else does not have any condition. You see, if has condition. If AVG greater than 50, then print. Else, okay, print. You have failed. That means if that first condition is not true, the second condition will automatically be executed. It's called default condition. Else is called default condition. If this if is not true, it goes into else. Here we are not checking. Oh, did you get 50 or not? No, I did not get 50. No. Okay, no means we have passed. And I don't want to know whether it's 40, 49 or 0 or 5 or 10. If you have not got 50, your default condition is that you have failed. If you get 50, then this will be executed. If you have not, you have failed. So if I make this as 0, okay, did this guy fail? Okay, still 62. So we'll make this as 9. So see, the average is 44. So you have failed.
So we can always use else for anything.
Yes.
Like okay.
Okay. So this is part of if. Okay, when you say anything doesn't mean that anywhere, it is part of if. Sorry, yeah. So this is like one block of statement. This is like one sentence for Python. This is like one sentence of this is like one sentence for Python. This is like one sentence. This is like one sentence. This is like one sentence for Python. This is like one sentence for Python. So you can have only if. You can have if and else. You can't have only else. Okay. So this is
Okay.
the syntax for if. So if, okay. So when you check for condition, it has to be if. If you have to check for condition, it has to be if. Okay. Now, if you want to check for two condition, then you bring else also to if, right? So two condition means one is default condition. Now you'll have one condition. So if this is this, then this, otherwise this. So otherwise is else.
Okay, so it's like the alternative option for
Alternative option. Exactly.
okay.
Okay. So that's what you have else there. Now, if you have more than one condition, more than two condition, then what? Okay. So whether you have 3 or 4 or 8 or 100, it is treated as same, and that's what we will see. So let's say the main question was you have to give assign grade A, B, C, D, right? A, B, C, D, E. So as I said, this is one if block, we call it, and this is another if block. Okay. So here, okay, in if block, either this or this will be called, right? If all these are part of one if block, then out of three, only one will be called, right? So let's see that. Okay. So this if is independent from this if. This if has nothing to do with this if, right? But this else has to do with this if. This else is part of this if. Okay.
Right.
Now, if you have more than two conditions, then what? So let's say if it is greater than 80, grade A, 70 and 80, let's say B, 60 and 70, let's say C, and say 50 to 60, you get D, and less than 50, right? Failed is grade D. E. Okay. So let's say if these are the conditions. Okay. A, B, C, D, E. So what do we do? So what should write the first statement?
If
If
mark if grade.
if average.
Okay.
Yeah.
If average is greater than 80.
Equal to 80, colon, then print you got grade A. Okay. So if average greater than equal to 80, we say that you got grade A. Right?
Right.
Now, second condition. If it is more than 70 but less than 80, right? So see, the first and the last is if and else. Okay. So if block will start with if condition and ends with else condition. So this is like this. It starts with if condition and ends with else condition. In between, okay, if conditions, you have to add this called as elif. Okay, elif is short form for else if. What you're saying is if it is not greater than 80, then elif avg greater than equal to 70. Sorry, greater than equal. Elif average greater than equal to 70. Okay, and okay, so and avg less than 80, which equal to we have taken in the first position. Okay. colon print you have or you got, right? So you got grade B. If, okay. So see, when you're solving this kind of problems, first you have to solve it on paper in your own notation. We call it as, flow chart and procedures, algorithms. So, flow chart you have to draw, then your thinking will be clear. So what should I write? Average and so if you have written something like this, then it becomes easy to convert this to program. Oh, 70 to 80, okay, so average is 70, 80. So 60 to 70, so if average greater than equal to 60 and AVG
Less than 70.
less than 70. You say print
You got grade B.
dot
C,
grade
sorry.
B. Right? So now again, if AVG greater than equal to 50 and AVG less than 60, you get grade. You got grade D. Okay. If AVG less than 50, print you got grade E. Else print your grade is question. Okay. Now let's review this program. You are starting with AVG equal to greater than 80, not 80. So you got grade A. Okay. So see, in this case, okay, what happens is when you pass this, okay, the condition is checked in sequential manner only. Condition will be checked in sequence only. So after line number 21, line number 22 will be called. If line number 3, see this whole thing is one family, one block of if code, right?
Yeah.
So in one block, okay, that's why you should know the block. When you say this is one block, in one block only one condition will be called, not multiple conditions cannot be called. If you have to call multiple conditions, you can write and or like this, or you can put it in a separate if block. You cannot put, okay, you cannot put so I mean not like that, you cannot. I'm going to say that in one if block only one condition will be called. You cannot have more than one condition in one if block. So if I say if AVG equal to greater than 80, if this met, if this is met, let's say in case you have got 80, in that case all these will not be called. Okay, when you say AVG greater than 80, it will print this and that's it. It will come out and you go to line number 36. So let's see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to make it as a 96, make it 80 and make it 90. So I think average should be in 80s. Average is 86.8, right? So 86.8. So here the 90s did not get print because average is not in 90s, but then average is greater than 50. So you have passed is printed from second if block. Then it goes to third if block. If average greater than 80, then you say grade A. Okay, and it's not going to check further condition. If you say average is, let's say 70, make it 60. If you say 60, now your score should be okay. So we have to make it even more less. So say 70 here. Okay, so now your average is in 70s, less than 80s. So so you have passed is true, it will print. Then it go to third if block. In third if block, you see here you have average less than 80. Okay, so here, so first condition will be, this is the first condition to be called, isn't it? The average is greater than 80, correct? Is this true? No, it is not true. If it is not true, then you go and check the second condition. So see, average is less than, so the moment this condition fails, that means average is less than 80. It is definitely not equal to or greater than 80. If it were greater than equal to 80, would have printed this line. It is definitely not 80. That's why it's coming to second or third or fourth. So that means and average less than 80, you don't have to give. Okay, because
Makes sense.
right, because this condition is false, well then it go here. So here average equal to 70 is good enough for us to know grade B. It cannot, if if this is false, then only it's coming here. So there's no need to check for this condition again. So in this case, 78.8, you got grade B. And rest of the lines of code will not be called. So same way, you can remove this, right? You can remove this, right? Because when it is not 80, checking for 70. If it is not 70, it is 60. If it is not 60, then it is 50. If it is not 50, then less than 50. Or for that matter, else will be enough to tell. Because these are the only possibilities. More than 80, 70 to 80, right? Up to 50 to 60 and less than 50. Is there any other conditions that you can think of? No. Even if you enter by mistake 110, the first condition will take care of it, more than 80. Even if you enter minus 10, this condition, less, so if average is not more than 50, then you print E. Did you get what I did?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, because see, less than 50 is the last condition. Otherwise, there is no other condition other than that, because we have checked for everything. More than 80, 70 to 80, 60 to 70, 50 to 60, less than 50. That's the only possible conditions. So there's no need to give else here. If you're not sure, you can put like that. Okay, what I did was, if I'm not sure, I will say if else, average less than 50, you have failed, else question mark. And then if some question mark comes, then you go back and you fix the program. But there's no such possibility. So that's why what we did is, you remove less than 50 and put it else only. Else is grade E. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, it makes sense.
right. So we'll stop here for today. Okay. We have just 10 minutes, and in 10 minutes, I'm not sure we'll be able to do a new concept. What I want you to do is, I'm going to put this in the running notes. Okay. So let me say Control C. I'll put it here. I want to, okay. We'll come back and we'll see, how to combine different if conditions. I want you to write a program, two programs. Okay. Assignment, and I want you to do, show it tomorrow. Write a program to input a number and check if it's odd or even. Okay. Write a program to input input a string, okay, and check for is alnum, is alpha, is digit, okay.
I think I did that right now. Do you
I,
want to check that
no, no,
one?
no. I want you to do in one single condition. It should
Oh,
print,
okay.
right, using if else, okay, so that you're not checking multiple times. Okay, you take one string and then you keep checking it again and again in a if condition, right?
Okay.
Is lower, is upper, is okay, okay. So, so is upper, lower, is sentence. Okay. Now, condition. So here, if it is odd, if odd, print it's odd. It's a odd number. Here you will say It's an even number, right? This is how you'll print. Here, if it is alpha number, convert, okay, alpha, okay, so, okay, if alpha now, okay, what I want to do is, okay, if is al num, print, it has both numeric, it has both number and alphabet. Okay, if it is alphabet, okay, then you break the word, okay, word
So do a
into,
split.
yes, split with the word into multiple this thing based on a. Okay, so you can okay, a, yeah, and then if it is a digit, find square. Okay, is lower, if it is true, convert into capitals. If it is upper, okay, convert into lower. If it is sentence case or title, right? Sentence is title actually. Okay, okay, so there is sentence. So sentence will have before dot, first word will be capital. Okay, in title case, every word will have first letter capital. So is title. Okay, so is title, then convert into lower. Okay, and
Okay.
try to combine condition 6 and 4. Why? Because output is same. The process operation that you're going to do is same for 4 and 6. So try to combine them together. So you'll have only one less condition. Same if you have to check for both is lower and is title.
Okay.
Okay. So try this much for tomorrow. I want to see. I will take your program and from there we'll continue. Okay. So I'll put it in the
Okay.
same running notes so that you'll have access to it. Okay. So we'll
Okay,
end it here
perfect.
for today and we'll see you same time tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Yeah. Good night to you and talk to you tomorrow. Yeah. Bye. Take care.
Bye. Thank you.